Am I doing my spiel right now? All right. So Jen here, Jennifer Satterwhite, is our crime prevention coordinator, and she does these things on a regular basis. She does an amazing job, and she keeps me informed of things that I need to be informed of, and brings concerns back. I'm hoping that this turns into where we have, as you can see, our tables up along the sides. Those are some representatives, some community leaders from our neighborhoods. And our goal is to try to be consistent if we can, but if not, they'll send a designee from their community, because our whole goal is to make sure that we bring back information to the community. I know you all have independent meetings as well, so we don't want to overkill you with all of the meetings, right? But this is open to the public. Anybody living in Southwest Seattle or here can attend these. Actually, we probably wouldn't know if we weren't living here, so. But the bottom line is you're more than welcome to come here during our meetings. And it is going to be quarterly. I think this year we're going to be shy of one meeting just because we were a little bit later to the party. It's been several years since we've done this, the Southwest Precinct Advisory Council. And again, I want to just emphasize, while it's called the Advisory Council, those are the ones that are advising on your behalf as well as taking it back to their communities, but you all are going to get a chance to talk as well. Okay, so you don't have to just rely on who's out here representing. So Jennifer Satterwhite is the facilitator. She's pretty good. She's going to keep us on target. We're not going to go off on a rant. We have Ella here, McCray, right? McCray. Sorry, Ella McCray. She's the High Point community, and she's our co-chair. These two are going to keep you all in line. And then Chief Barnes is going to be our main guest this evening, and we'll give him a chance to talk and just say whatever the heck he wants to say. And just so you all know, we're not going to bombard him with what are you doing in Southwest Seattle, because he literally just got here. Right, so it takes a minute. So those kind of questions will go towards us, as well as we have Lieutenant Chopay in the back, we have Lieutenant Truscott, we've got Lieutenant Hadley, and then we, of course, we have our one liaison to the community that is really impactful, and I couldn't do without. I'd like 5 more at least of him, and that's Armand Barreto. He does a great job. I see Lieutenant Gardea in the back as well, and then we have our CSOs. I'm sorry, I didn't give Gardea a chance to get applauded. Everybody. And then we have our CSOs that we're gonna let them talk about what they do for all of us. I think that's about it, right? Sure.
Can I make one suggestion? I'd like to introduce our new Southwest Liaison Attorney here. That's Heidi.
Nice. That's Rachel. And that's a big deal because every precinct has a city liaison to the city prosecutors, right, the attorneys, and all the patrol officers that do their reports. If they have questions on how they're writing them, or if they have like, hey, how can I legally go about making this a stronger case? And so they would review it with the city attorney. We haven't had one in this precinct for a little bit. She is sharing this precinct and the South precinct, so she's going to go back and forth between the two. And you'll notice that we tend to do that a lot with South. So South is our closest neighbor, and we share a lot of things with them. So they're also very impactful on our decision making as well. I'm going to go ahead and let Jennifer take it over for right now.
Thanks, Captain.
Yep.
I'd like to take a quick opportunity to introduce our community leads. So I'd love to just go down the line. Feel free to share your name and what organization or neighborhood you represent. I'll start with Ella. Ella is our community chairperson. She does work for High Point SHA, but does some wonderful work all over West Seattle. So thank you, Ella, for being here. I'd love to just go down the line with our community leads. Feel free to share your name and what organization or neighborhood you represent today.
Hey there, I'm Deb Barker. I represent the Morgan Community Association, California and Fauntleroy, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about. And I also stick my nose into a lot of other things, so maybe you can see me on June 14th, Morgan Junction Community Festival. Thank you.
Good.
everybody. My name is Karen Morla, representing High Point for the Seattle Housing Authority.
Thanks, Karen.
I'm Kay Kirkpatrick, and I represent Highland Park, Riverview, and South Delridge, the Highland Park Action Coalition.
Say that one fast.
I apologize, I had the word incorrect on your list.
I'm Dave Jacobs, and I'm representing the Admiral Neighborhood Association.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
I'm Charlotte Stark. I'm representing the Alki Community Council. We have a neighborhood, but we also have a very high-traffic, popular beach destination serving thousands, so we're trying to look out for everybody.
Thank you. Kathy, thanks.
Brian Wade, Rotary Club of West Seattle.
Thanks. Rachel Porter, West Seattle Chamber of Commerce. Thanks, Karen.
Chris Mackay, West Seattle Junction Association.
Gerard Miller, Seattle Neighborhood Group, but I'm the Public Safety Coordinator for South Park.
Crystal Brown with Cultivate South Park in South Park.
Last but not least, Pete Spalding with City Point Neighborhood.
Thank you, Pete. Would like to take just a moment before we get to our crime update to acknowledge our city partners in the room. So if you are a city employee, I'd love for you to just quickly say hi and what organization you represent. Let's start back here, please.
Good evening, Dominique Stevens, she, her pronouns. I'm with the Mayor's Office, Public Safety Initiatives Liaison. Good to be with you all.
Thank you, Dominique. Others? Rosa?
Thank you.
Rosa from the Department of Neighborhoods. I'm a community engagement coordinator for West Seattle and South.
Thanks, Rosa. Care team folks?
Yeah, Joe Cooper with the CARE team.
Lovely. Care team folks? Eric, would you like to?
Yeah, Eric Schmidt, I'm Councilmember Saka's District Affairs Director.
Thank you, Councilmember Saka's office for being here. Park Rangers?
Ramsey Fulton with the Park Rangers. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see, other city folks? Number 2, please.
Victoire Cruz, we are the Community Police Commission, Community Engagement.
Thank you. Natalie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Natalie Walton Anderson, Chief of Public Safety for the Mayor's Office.
Thank you. Community Service Officer, would you mind?
I'm Jenna, the Supervisor for the Southwest Precinct Community Service Officer.
I'm Jamie, I'm Community Service Officer, Southwest Precinct.
Thank you. Any other community, city folks that I have not introduced yet? Yes, please, Chris. All right, staying on task. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'd love to pass it back to Captain Bear to do a quick crime update, kind of what's going on in the precinct, and then we will get to our featured speaker of the night, Chief Barnes.
So these are stats, and there is a dashboard that is available to the community that you all can get to online at any time, but also you can ask for interpretation of the stats or where you can find or whatever through either Jennifer Satterwhite or Ed Monbarreto, and they can guide you to those stats. Again, these are stats based on police reporting, which means you all are calling in these crimes, and this is where we get our data from, okay? So, in general, we all know stats can work in mysterious ways, and they can be a good thing, they can be, whatever you need it to say, right? This is very basic, based on the reports that we have and investigations that we have, and we categorize these crimes, and this is what we got. So, comparing it to last year, and that's what we'll talk about. We have people crimes, crimes against people, such as homicide, rape, robbery, aggravated assault. We are down this year, year to date. We're at 75, and last year at this time, we were at 94. So that's a good thing. Your homicides, we haven't had it, when were these stats done? Recently? Today. Okay. We haven't had any homicides in Southwest Precinct. Right? Yeah. And that is down 100% because last year we had one. All right. Robberies, we have 26 last year was 31. I'll talk to the robberies a little bit later. We also we're down significantly in aggravated assaults. This year to date, we're at 41. Last year, we were at 58. Property crimes. So arson, we don't have a huge arson issue over here, but we had 2 this year and 1 last year. Burglaries, we're down 117 from last year's 189. Year to date. Theft and all larceny we're a little up on that one, and that's 431, and last year it was 411. I can tell you, even though the numbers say this, we are doing really good stuff at Westwood Village. So that's where a huge population of thefts is happening, and we're working really well with the loss prevention group as well as putting officers there, and it's a good thing. So, but it is up. Motor vehicles, we're down. Last year we were at 213 at this time, and we're now at 132 year to date. So those are the basic stats. Then we also have shots fired. So just so you all know, shots fired, we have meetings every Thursday with all the precincts, the captains of all the precincts, some follow-up units, and what have you. And the whole thing about shots fired and our intelligence unit, right? So they collect all of this data and then they present it, and they're there for us the captain or the lieutenant, to ask what's going on with this case, or I didn't hear you mention this, what's going on with that. We basically are collaborating to learn what's happening. And also, when we put out that kind of information, there are things that I'm learning about that I hadn't heard yet at other precincts and other parts of the department. So it's a really good way of making sure that we're not on our own little island and not paying attention to the other precincts. And oftentimes they're the same players. So, shots fired for this year, we are at 19. And last year we were at 25 at this time. Jennifer, what was the 16 is like shots fired but not hitting anything or anybody?
Correct. Casings, property damage, or witnesses versus the 3 non-fatal strikes.
People got hit. Correct. Yeah. So this year at this time we've had 3 people be hit, and last year at this time we had 1 person be hit and we had 1 death. We do have a lot of data regarding shots fired with no person being hit, just maybe a witness, maybe not. And the bottom line is we do collect all of these casings, and there's a scientific way of submitting these casings to find out if they're related to other guns that have been used. So it's really quite fascinating. But that's just basically, those are the stats. So I'm gonna give it right back to Jen. Thank you.
Or, all right, if you guys have any questions about the stats that were shared during the question and answer period, you can take note and ask it then. I have the pleasure of introducing the person that most of you are here to meet and see.